Hello and welcome to another review. Today we're looking at the free-to-play game, Harbinger. Harbinger feels like a classic boomer shooter with modern sensibilities. There were times when I was reminded of oldies like Hexen, and other times where it felt more similar to something newer like Risk of Rain 2, in the way the movement speed and verticality were at play. Speaking of Risk of Rain 2, if you've played it, you may know that it's possible to upgrade your speed and become so fast that it becomes detrimental. Now, I have no idea if it was an influence on Harbinger, but in this game you start with incredibly high movement speed right off the bat, and overall the gameplay is fast-paced. Not just the player control, but the enemies too. There are dash and slide abilities which take it to another level. I died a lot thanks to my desire to go fast, and even upgraded my move speed against my better judgment. There are several ability upgrades you can unlock, as well as a decent selection of weapons. I took a liking to the saber and the dual crossbows. It's always appreciated when a game gives you some flexibility to choose your own playstyle. Now to talk about some things that I thought could be better. In my opinion, the player's move speed could be slower to start with. While there was a short tutorial area, it wasn't really enough for me to feel comfortable moving around the levels. I kept bumping into walls and getting stuck in corners where enemies would swarm and lock me in, or I'd fall off the sides of cliffs and bridges. This is definitely something that can go away with practice, and it was less of an issue the more I played, but I'm saying it as a heads up that you'll need to have a quick reaction time. If you're someone who plays FPS games regularly, this might not be an issue at all. There's also something to be said about the fun that can be had in a chaotic situation like that. It makes the skill ceiling high, and I bet that mastering the movement in this game would feel amazing. Another aspect is the hub world. After each attempt at a level, you need to go into this small town tavern area to progress the story. I actually liked this area and the characters, but it was a bit jarring to go between fast-paced combat and these calmer RPG elements. It may be a bigger deal to some players who just want to stay in the action. I think it might be better if visiting this area was more optional rather than required. There were times I knew I hadn't earned enough currency to buy a new weapon or upgrade, but I was still forced to go talk to the NPCs to advance the story. And while it's fine to advance the story, this is really a symptom of what I would call Harbinger's biggest weakness, and that is that it's too short. What we do get is good, and it was somewhat disappointing that I finished the game right as I was getting the hang of it. This isn't meant to knock on the game or developer Dobrix, I hope I said that right. I'd rather that this serve as words of encouragement for them to keep making games, maybe even keep working on this one, because what I've seen here is promising. I really appreciate that they took the time to create this and share it for free, but I'm saying that if they had spent even more time to flesh it out and make it feel like a full game, it could definitely be worth paying for. More levels and more boss fights would be great. Should you play Harbinger? Well, it's free, so there's nothing to lose. It's a fun way to spend an hour or two, and I think it's a good way to show interest and support indie developers. Give it a try, and I think you'll have fun. Please consider hitting like and subscribe. Until next time, thanks for watching.